Alrighty, welcome back everyone to another WRP live play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Well, that's me, Faye, game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We're a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight we're playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor, where our intrepid heroes face unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, Game Master and Storyteller, and with me is Sirenscape, who brings all of our background music and sound effects. It is a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at Sirenscape.com. And now, let us meet our courageous, daring heroes before they embark on another exciting tale of magic and wonder. And we'll begin with an introduction from Vass.
Hi, I'm Caitlin, and I'm playing Vass. Vass is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week's fun fact about Vass is his favorite season is autumn. So, as someone who generally runs a little bit warmer than most, the cool, crisp fall air is nice, the sun is out, it's not humid anymore, and pumpkin spice lattes because Vass is basic.
And those come back out tomorrow, from what I can see on the internet. So, get in line
Hmm.
now.
Vass
Uh,
is excited.
so am I. So, amazing. We love it. Next up for our introductions, we've got Hugh.
Hi, I'm Stefan. I'm playing Hugh DeVere, a flamboyant and flashy fencer. Today's fact about Hugh is that he's put in a brave face on it, but he's kind of sad on this part of the adventure because he's now confronted with how he was just a medium-sized fish in a small pond in his little forest and little area. Now he's realizing it's a much bigger world and he's a lot far less big of a deal than he thought before. He's still determined to hunt down and defeat every big thing that comes in his way, but he's going to understand how that's more difficult than he thought.
Of course, no worries. Um, and yeah, it is a quite the realization, but there's still plenty of adventures to be had. Um, so maybe you can become that big fish. Only one way to find out. Rue, I believe it is time for your introduction.
I mean, he needs no introduction. He's infamous. Um, but I'll do it anyway, just for the sake of everyone else. I am Frontboard, and I am playing Rhubarb Bafflewander, aka Rue, because it's too long to fit the whole name on the screen. Although I bet you could find a way. He's a forest gnome that's the ripe young age of about 114 years old, hailing from the island of Sandcrest, way to the west of our current setting, on an expedition to find out how he can probably save his island and other people from nasty fates from this dragon army. Uh, do I have a fun fact about Rue? I think after last week's session and seeing Hearts Hollow and the people there, he would consider maybe making Hearts Hollow a secondary home. Maybe it's carved a small place in his heart, and he'll come back and visit or hang out there.
We love it. Well, with that, our introductions are covered, which means we come back into our story, into our session. When we left off, you had traveled with Clistrin all the way to the Dragonlance Spire, as he needed to make a trip to see his friends. You had arrived to see them feasting at the evening, and you had taken your camp in the Spirelands, but morning comes, and you travel. So you've all, of course, gained the benefits of a long rest, if you've not already clicked the button. And this is your, as you set off in the morning, it'd be a full day's of travel to get to Heart's Hollow again. Or you can split off in your directions. You do have a map. You can head towards the south. You could head back eastward. Clistrin is returning to his home in Heart's Hollow. He has work that needs to be done. But of course he will continue searching for the dragon that he knows to be out here, deep in his heart.
Well, you two, where do you want to go next? As much as look, I would like to help out the people of Heart's Hollow with their communications with their neighbors. I do wonder if we need to head back toward the spire and try and see if we can find some information about this city of lost names and these artifacts.
City of Lost Names feels more important, but Heart's Hollow seems like it's immediate, and we probably one of our best ways of winning this is to get help from all the locals here. So I'm a bit torn. Ask, what do you think?
I'm torn also because I'm a combination of both of you guys. I want to help the people of Hearts Hollow, but I know it's not in the direction that we're intending to head, so it's a little bit out of the way. And I feel like the clock is ticking and we're on a little bit of a time crunch. But I get your point, Hugh, that having allies uh, would be very beneficial.
Maybe these
I think
dwarves.
I'm leaning towards the Heart's Hollow.
Do you think that these dwarves may have heard of the city of lost names, or maybe they know the name of the city of lost names?
Yeah, I think the local, if there's one gonna have one advantage here, it's good relations for the locals for their local knowledge.
Hey, do we know what kind of settlement the City of Lost Names was? Like, was it an elven village or
You
just
don't.
a little bit of everybody?
You have very little idea of what you have. The City of Lost Names, and that's about it.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
No worries. So, then you can head to Heart's Hollow proper and make a trip of resupplying, but I think you guys grabbed what you needed from Lavender when you set out, which means that from where you're at, you can head towards the uh, towards Wormgut,
Heck yeah.
which is where the you were directed to investigate these dwarven figures, which I believe will be it'll be about a day and a half's travel. Um, so not terribly far, thanks to your more expedited traveling pace here in the area.
That's one direction.
That's in one direction. If you set out from where you are currently,
We're on like Barrow Ridge or somewhere near there, aren't we?
yeah, you're a little westward past Barrow Ridge.
So then how long would it take us to get from Wormgut back to Heart's Hollow to let them know what we found out? Because we're still with the Dragonelles, right?
You are still currently with the Dragonelles, and it'd be about the same time of travel, a day and a half from Wormgut back to uh, Heart's Hollow.
We were looking at adding 3 days. I guess it would be nice to know if the dwarves have been impacted by this red dragon army. See how far their extents have reached, what impact they've had over what area.
I mean, if you two want to go to the dwarves, I won't say no.
All right. Well, it seems like we're leaning that way.
All right.
So we have one full vote and 2 half votes, which equals 2 out of 3.
That does sound about right to me. The math is mathing. I don't know if it's standard math, but it's mathing. Um,
It's new math.
yeah. We keep up with the times here. God, I hate new math. So, if you guys are traveling out, that means we are going to need a roll. And if I remember correctly, you've been traveling at a high wash.
Probably.
Oh, what high wash travel?
The wash came up and
Yeah,
washed up Glistrin and the spiders, huh?
This is correct. And it does not seem to have receded. I believe that Rue was the last one to roll for our travel encounters. So, Vass, as you make your process through heading towards the camp, let's get a D20 roll to see how the day fares.
Down the middle.
10 down the middle. Nothing more than the high wash and the drag of your feet after a few hours of nothing happening, which is perhaps the most relief that you felt in your incursions here. You're able to bed down for the evening. And another night goes by. You have the next day of a little bit more of travel as you head to the cave. The wash remains high. And Hugh, can I get a D20 roll for your travel?
Just a straight D20?
Just a straight D20.
Exciting.
Distrustful.
So that was a
of these
2.
high washes.
Yeah, you never know when those land sharks will appear, right? A 2. It's calm for the first portion of the day. Nothing seems to disturb you as you travel onwards. And soon you find yourselves in approaching the cave. It's massive. It opens in the cliff ahead of you. You notice these enormous sapphire blue crystals that line the cave's mouth.
And you check out the crystals.
Yeah, go ahead, give me an investigation check.
13.
These are strange crystals. You've never seen anything quite like them before. And as you are looking, trying to get a closer inspection, you feel the ground beneath you give way as you are, as you fall into a pit trap, taking 4 points of bludgeoning damage and 10 points of piercing.
Ouch.
Was that all of us?
Well, did you all go upwards?
I wasn't going all the way to the crystals, but
Then you aren't affected by the pit trap.
okay. I was thinking about going up to see if they had any sort of like magical properties after Hugh started going toward them, but now that I see him fall into the trap. Hugh, are you okay down there?
Mainly my ego is bruised, but also some real bruises.
I think you got some splinters or something.
How deep is the hole?
It's about 20 feet.
Holy
Oh,
crap.
Okay,
geez.
I'm gonna try climb out of the hole. I remind that I have the climbing feature now, so that I should be good at that.
As Hugh begins to climb out, Hugh, you would notice a hand is reached down towards you to help you out of the pit once you are getting close to the top.
What does the hand look like?
Humanoid. and it does seem to be helpful.
Okay. I'm gonna trust but verify mode, so I'm gonna accept the hand, but I'm gonna keep my weight on my climbing spiked feet to make so
Yeah.
I can't fall over if he does lets me go.
So, you feel the weight shift as this hand begins to help pull you up, and what Vass and Rue see is a dwarven figure. Her clothes is patchwork knit. Her hair is kept in a long braid, and she's definitely seen a few years. Um, let me get you a picture here.
Oh, Beltina.
That is, must be ripped for an old person to be able to swing that giant rock on a stick.
Yeah, there's a reason why she's able to help you out with confidence. Uh, Terribly sorry that you fell into that trap. But I warn you, if you're wanting into the cave, keep your mind about you. There's monsters and draconians crawling about.
Oh,
Oh wait, Hugh's talking. Sorry, that's right.
yeah.
Farther away.
I mean, you'd be able to see this, so and you were kind of walking up, so you can be here present for the conversation as well.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, you must be hard pressed to fight draconians with such an inefficient weapon. I'm Hugh. These are my friends Vass and Rue. We
Well,
are doing a lot
inefficient.
of draconian fighting.
Inefficient as you might think my hammer is, it seems that my trap making can catch even the best of you.
Oh, of course, it was a great trap.
Rue kind of like nods in agreement, like the pit trap gets him every time. We've caught many animals, large and small, and maybe a few humanoids with ours in the past. So you say there's draconians in here?
Aye, but
How long have they been taking up residence inside this tunnel?
I'm not quite sure. My family and I have made our way here. My clan's not terribly far. There's a small passage, not too far from where we stand, where it's safe if you need to tend to your wounds, whether they are to your pride or elsewhere. But and you're more than it seems welcome at this point to join the others. They're a little wary around the larger folk. Uh, but if you want to head in, well, I'll have to ask with Reka, but if Reka
Who's Rika?
she's my wife.
Oh,
But if Reka gives the blessing, I'll take you as far as I can. Uh, or you could just head in now. They don't really go much further than this anyway.
Bru's gonna walk over to the blue crystals, like avoiding the pit, and just kind of ask out loud to the air, like, so what exactly are these anyway? And I'm kind of wondering if they have any like arcane properties.
Uh, you are not quite sure. They don't, again, seem like anything you've seen before. And in some places that you can see sort of further ahead into the cave, they look almost like it's engulfed ice.
Caves like this common out here in the wastes.
Eh, not seen it. But, it seems just to be salt from my understanding. Don't know why it's blue or glowing.
Maybe
Does
it's
it at all bear any resemblance to the glowy things we've seen other places, like the purple fire and I think there was blue fire in the shrine?
You. It doesn't quite seem that. Most of that seemed very. The purple fire was definitely illusory, and I believe the blue flame was as well, just providing a bit of light but no heat. This one you can feel the sturdiness of the rock underneath. But if anyone wants to do Arcana or Nature checks to perhaps draw more information.
yes.
I'm not doing well in these rolls.
Oh no.
Faye, I can't remember if you had the character introduce herself or if you just introduced us to her.
She is not introduced. You don't know her name. You know
Oh,
her wife's name though.
yeah, Rika.
Uh, Vas. Uh, Not only can you tell that these are truly salt crystals, you don't quite know why they glow. You don't quite know why they're blue. But you can tell a little bit by the sort of uh, small bits of remnant static electricity that you collect throughout the day. As you get closer, it seems to pick up and crackle across. These things are perhaps susceptible to lightning damage. You don't know what might happen, but they do seem very highly conductive.
Interesting. All I have is thunder related things. I don't have lightning related things. Um, Prestidigitation can conjure a shower of sparks. So I'm wondering what would happen if I did that adjacent to one of these crystals.
Um, I'm going to say it doesn't do too much because prestidigitation doesn't do actual lightning damage. It just kind of gives you a little bit more of a clear visual of what you had experienced with the static electricity.
Okay.
when Vass creates this shower of sparks, Bree wants to turn to the dwarf and just see her reaction to Vass casting a spell.
There is a raised eyebrow, but most of the face is set. And if you would like to roll an insight check to see if you can truly read it.
Why not? 22.
It seems that this dwarf has already made her call, her judgment about you, and that it is favorable. It seems that perhaps she sees you as a solution to whatever problems she and her clan have been facing here.
Rue would walk back over to her. I don't know that we got your name in return. What can we call you?
Hi, I'm Garasha.
Garasha and Reika. And you live near here.
Well, we meant to take the cave as our own, but with the fangworms and draconians, we've been making do in the outskirts.
How many draconians?
A whole pack of them. They've been, it seems, perhaps searching up for some sort of treasure.
Well, my friends, we know that draconians means our enemies, because that seems to be who they work for. I haven't seen any draconians that work with them. So, and we've bested them before quite easily. So, but perhaps hunting down these draconians and finding what they're searching for is the way to go here.
Would I know what a fangworm is?
Just thinking the same thing.
You don't, because a fangworm could be a handful of monsters. So it is the least helpful information you could get out of this dwarf.
So, are these fangworms a particular color?
Uh, Let me look at some art real quick. Yes, I like eh, I like the color stone. You know, that gray but yellow. It could be a bit green if you really can't tell your colors apart.
Vass breathes a silent sigh of relief that she did not say purple.
Really? Purple?
Purple worm.
I mean,
Yes,
are these worms
honey.
with wings or just worms like
I
snakes?
understand the confusion. It's an old spelling of the worm.
I'm debating whether Rue knows how to spell fangworm, even if he knew what she was talking about. Okay.
I feel like Rue would very much like the this or that question game, where you come up with a topic and you ask, is it more like this or more like that? And then Rue has to decide what the chosen idea is more like, which can be, like, again, wildly off base of what the actual thing is. Like, if the item is a dress and you're asked, is it more like a refrigerator or more like a cardboard box? And, well, what's a dress more like? Uh,
Yes. It makes me
That
think of one
would
of
how
those.
we would answer, is it more like this or this? And his answer is yes.
What's that Jackbox game where you've got to get people to guess your clue based on, like, it's kind of like this. It's not at all like that. And then they guess. And then you keep.
it's like Quibble or something like that. I
Yeah.
don't remember for sure, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm distracting myself.
It's okay. I put you on this the tangent. So, um, you've been told of fangworms. Luckily, they do not see. Hashtag blame Faye always. Get your blame Faye beanie in our merch store. Um,
Yeah, I'm like looking for the emote. I don't see it. Oh, it's because I'm not tier 2 anymore, probably. Dang it.
I got you. So you've got fangworms, you've got draconians, and you've got weird blue salt, and a dwarf who probably can only go this far, lest she cause her wife to worry.
Like, Rue leans in kind of close to her and just says, well, Garasha, I can tell my friend here is itching to stab some stuff with that fancy sword he's got attached to his waist. So I bet if you just didn't even have to say a word, he would be rushing in there. I can just tell.
Well, I mean, the word is for myself. If you all wish to rush in, go for it. I'll reset my trap so that way no intruders follow after you.
We'll know it's here if and when we come out.
Yeah. You might. And she gives a bit of a side look over to Hugh.
Yeah, he's too tall. He was looking not at the ground, right? He's looking. Who knows where he's looking?
So, do you head in, or do you do any sort of preparations?
I don't really have anything to prepare. I don't know what my friends have.
What time of day is it? Is it like midday?
Yeah, it's like mid-afternoon at this point. You've got a few more hours until the sun sets. Though the cave itself is full of dim light, that you can see with glowing out of the salt crystals.
Cool.
So I guess my question is, if we go in and she goes back home and we come out again, how are we gonna find her or other dwarves to complete our initial mission, which was be an emissary, not an
Uh,
executioner?
well, you could. She did say that they were staying not terribly far from here. You could ask for directions. She could probably show you. She did invite you all to meet the rest of the family, so that way you at least have an idea of where you're going.
think we should do that.
Oh, yes, you can. Ah, I'll save the. And she sort of leans into Rue. I'll save setting up the trap for when we return. Well, just follow me. I'll take you to the others. Comparative to the amount of walking you've been doing since you've landed, you've not have to go too far. It's about 10 minutes of just around the sort of caverns, not in that main cave mouth of the cave of the cliffside, where you come to a very cramped hideout. There are 7 dwarves that are present as you enter in. Hugh and Vash, it is a bit of a squeeze. The narrow tunnels very much cramped you. Rue, as a small creature, not so much. But as you enter in, Grasha will point out, well, that there's Reka, my lovely wife, Blem, Grap, Lop, Oshk, Trop, and Jula. And she goes through all of them. And do any of you here speak Dwarvish?
Great question. I do not.
Okay. So if you don't speak Dwarven, you don't quite know the words that are being spoken as Reka begins to. It's a very hushed tone, but it's very much a tone that you can recognize, especially knowing that Reka and Grasha are married. Of what are you doing? Grasha returns in the tongue, trying to be very placating when Reka very much turns to each of you. Who are you?
We're adventurers. I'm Rhubarb Bafflewander from the island of Sandcrest, far to the west.
You have the honor of addressing Hugh de Bear, of Iverhold, my companions. From very far away, Master Vass.
Hey, I'm Beth. Exactly from around here. We're also somewhat emissaries from representing the people of Hearts Hollow.
Emissaries, adventurers. It's all a bunch of hogwash unless you're actually going to do some sort of fixing to the problems we've got here.
Which is exactly why we came to meet you, so that we knew where you were, so that when we fixed the problem in your cave, then we know where to go to tell you that we fixed the problem.
Roll a persuasion check, please.
You know what? I'm going to use my inspiration on this roll.
Hell yeah.
I don't know if you're supposed to claim it ahead of time or not, but I'm just going to frickin' do it.
You can 100% do that.
Or, I mean, I don't know if you do it after the fact.
You're supposed to technically do it before, but I allow
Well,
it
there you go.
after.
That helped. 2 to a 15, so an 18.
Alright. Well, at least these strangers seem to have a bit of thoughts going on in their head. Bit of thinking capability.
Doesn't sound like us at all.
Reka narrows her eyes, but Grasha Well, that's a blessing if ever I've heard one. So, uh, more dwarven sort of words underneath the breath, and Garasha looks to each of you. Well, you now know where we're at, and of course, if you help, there's a well, we can at least promise you a nice warm meal and a place to enjoy it. But there's likely something else we could probably scrounge up, I'm sure. Um, More dwarven, hushed whispers from Reka. Um, so, you know the way. Let's be on. And Grasha turns to Reka and speaks in dwarven. Very much a calming tone, and even will lean in, place a kiss against her cheek. And let's get you to the front of the cave, and that's when Reka, again in common, and just to the layer's mouth in entrance. I don't need you being no heroics again, Grasha. This is where she'll lean into Rue and the rest of you, and I'll work on setting up that trap.
Counting on it.
So, another 10-minute walk, and Garage says, "Ain't she lovely, Greka? Took my heart the first moment I saw her." Eventually, you do make it back to the cave mouth, and you see the glowing crystals. And Grasha begins to, where she had been hiding before, you see she pulls out all of her accoutrements for setting traps and starts to begin that work once more. Leaving you welcome to head into the cave.
Would you guys like me to stealth ahead a little bit so that we can maybe get some forewarning if we're about to walk into something?
Sorry, you're offering for Vast to stealth ahead? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
thank you for the donation. Sorry, we had a Ko-fi donation.
Nice.
So, Vess, with an offer to stealth forward, stealth ahead, and I have provided you guys a map. You are up in the northeastern corner where it says to the surface, unless it doesn't say that on yours. It doesn't say that on yours. Northeastern, where there's a bit of rubble.
Blue Marquee.
So,
Okay.
that.
Oh, we got a cave.
Yep, you've got a cave. Yes. Can I get a stealth roll?
Yeah.
And where would you be heading? Would you be heading towards the larger room with all the crystals first?
Yeah.
Okay. As you move, keeping quiet, like you had seen before from the cave mouth, the blue crystals, they line the walls and even the floors of this cavern. It's very dense, and it almost reminds you of frozen lakes in certain areas. There is the sedate glow of a dim light that radiates from the crystals themselves. Very faint, you can hear the echoes, grunts and growls of a strange language, guttural. No clarity, but it's likely the Draconians that you know to be in this cave. Not present, but further in, you did see a descending passage off to the side. As you look around, feeling at least a little bit comfortable in the fact that there's none up here. You are preparing to perhaps make your way to at least peek through that area, see if you can get visuals before returning back to your companions or waving them forward. When you hear something directly above you.
Oh no. Please don't be a spider.
You hear a crack, and some of the salt begins to fall down. And as you look up, you think you now know what Grasha meant by a fang worm. As you see this worm-like body, a whole pack of them, 7. And as they pull their tendrils back, you see these tentacles that are lined with pincers just in front of the beak of their mouth. It hisses. And the rest of the pack hisses at you. It seems that you've been noticed. And I'm going to ask for an initiative from everybody.
Hey.
Oh, geez.
Please. Get Rue getting these 22s left and right.
Nat 20 on that one.
And there's your fang worm.
Oh, yeah, okay. When you were describing them, I was like, oh god, are these tricks?
It does seem to be what they are.
A what?
A grick.
Man, I need to read the monster manual or something.
I mean, there are some pretty great things in there, I will say. So, it will be Rue first. After Rue, we've got Vass, you, and then our fangworms. All 7 of them. So, we will pick up with our first round of battle after our upcoming ads. So, stick around with us. We will be right back to continue our story. Before I head out, I just want to let you guys know that ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable here, so it helps us out if you stay and watch them. You can turn down the volume, but please don't mute them or leave us. You can also always make a direct donation to my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support us at WRP, they also unlock awesome perks for our entire community, benefiting everyone who plays with us for the next month. Perks include special companions, double treasure, double XP, and even new quests. So, stick with us. We'll be right back. All right, we are back live, and Rue, you are the first to act, and you can see where Vass is looking up at the top of the cave. There's a bit of concern on his face. Probably a lot of concern on his face as you actually
Yeah,
factor in the
Vass-
situation.
I imagine Bass always has some concern on his face. I don't know if that's accurate or not, but just in general. And I can see what he's looking at.
Not from your angle. You can see Vass, but not
Okay.
quite what he sees, because he is, again, in the cave.
Okay, if I could see him, then, and since I don't know what else is in this cave, whether it's, Dragonels or Draconians or whatever, I don't want to make a huge commotion and yell at him, so I'm going to cast Message and whisper in his ear, and point my finger at him and whisper and be like, "Are you okay over there, Vass? What's going on?" As my action.
You can respond.
No, ma'am. There's like 7 worm thingies that Ashley was talking about.
Right. Hearing that back, I don't think I can use another action to message back because that was an action. But I will mention quietly to Hugh, Vass found some fangworms over there. I'm guessing they're not friendly.
I think time for some exterminations.
And I don't think I have any good bonus actions. And Rue's kind of a chicken, right? He doesn't rush into battle, so how far away is Vass right now?
Let me pull up the map that I gave you guys.
The map.
Alright, so we'll say that you're in that square just between the pebbles, you and Hugh. And we'll put that... let's... yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8. So that'll be about 40 feet away.
Is he like over there near that like big outcropping in the middle or something?
He's near the big outcropping, yeah.
So kind of above it, maybe between that and that little outcropping.
That's
above it.
exactly where I was putting him.
Wow.
Yep.
If he's 40 feet away, Rue will step forward about 10 feet then, maybe. Yeah, kind of. Oops, just to the. Maybe kind of hug the wall where that outcropping, the second outcropping on the top wall is. Where's that, like 10 or 15 feet then? Maybe 15 feet.
Yeah, that'll be 15 feet mechanically, but we can keep you hugging the wall.
Yeah, just kind of playing the wall there and watch him Vass.
Speaking of watching Vass, we come to your turn.
Well, I shudder because these things look disgusting. Are they all on the ceiling above me right now?
Some of them are in the wall in like cracks of the salt. But yeah, they're all practically up and looking at you.
Is there any that I can get into melee range with?
Yeah, I'll say that one of the ones in the wall, you could make your way and be able to get to.
Okay, well, Vass is going to draw both of his scimitars, and he's going to go up to whichever one he can get to and take 2 swipes at it. 13.
A 13 just misses.
Alrighty. Offhand. 17.
That'll hit.
It knows I'm there, so I take it I do not get sneak attack damage on this one.
Unfortunately, not.
That is 6 points of damage.
Alrighty. And just make it this guy. So, as Vass, you move forward and you take these 2 swings. The first one just sliding off of the hide of the back. The second one actually catching and slicing. You can see the sort of ripple through the tentacles. It didn't like that. Hugh, we will come to your turn now.
Okay. So, this is basically a bug hunt. I just consulted with my bug hunting consultant sailor, and he says I should go and support Bass so he can get sneak attack.
Hell yeah.
If I can have enough movement range, I'll Hunter's Mark that Grick and go stabby stabby.
What is your movement speed?
My movement speed is incredible. It is 45.
Yeah, you'd be able to get there.
All right. Stab number 1. Is it 22?
That is a successful stab.
And stab number 2 is a 16.
Also a successful stab.
Awesome. So we have 12. And then 6 on the base damage. Nine on the Hunter's Mark damage. And my Dreadful Strike is another 1.
Alright, as you rush up to the Grick that Vass has engaged with you, 2 flourishing slashes, and this creature, still hanging out in the crevice, seems to go limp. The fanged, or, well, fanged in the sense of your understanding of fangworms, tendrils seeming to hang it down. That is one of these creatures gone. However, it comes to their turn, and there are 6 more left in this pack. And they will descend down around Vass and around Hugh. And one of them will actually go over towards Rue, spotting you off in the distance. So, we have some attacks that are going forward. We've got 2 that are going to try and fight over Vass. Another one trying to fight onto Hugh, and 2 more that are just kind of nearby, and then 1 over near Rue. So the first one attempting to strike Vass gets a natural 1.
I love that for him.
The second one is a 12, which I also believe is a miss.
Absolutely.
And then over near Hugh, you've got 1 trying to attack you with an 18.
That is also a miss.
And then over near Rue, who's smallest of the group,
Swinging at me.
it's going to attempt to attack you.
I'm gonna cast Shield as a reaction. Boost my AC.
It is a 19 to hit.
Dang it, that still hits.
The tentacles reach out, slashing through you. You take 8 points of slashing damage. And as they strike into you, it pulls you closer, and it's going to take a beak strike. But a 10 misses.
Yeah.
And that's it for their turn. As Rue, we come back to you.
I'm having flashbacks to being attacked and dragged by sharks a couple episodes ago. These are just different than sharks. They're cave sharks instead of land sharks. Okay, so this one's on me, apparently. Let's... I don't like being where I'm being. The rest are all kind of engaged with the others, kind of in the northern side of this cave, huh?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'd like to use my action to activate my magic item and teleport myself. I'm gonna think I can probably go about 25 feet straight diagonal southwest to like the east side of the main set of the outcropping
Yeah.
and get out. I'm assuming that gets me out of this thing's grasp and crap like that.
Well, yeah, you weren't grappled or anything. You just got fucked up.
Yeah. And then if I back up farther kind of south or slightly south-southeast, could I still get line of sight to the ones that are kind of in the northern part of the cave so I could
You'd lose the
theoretically-
one that you were striking, but you definitely have visuals for all the ones that are either on Vast and Hugh or hanging out near them.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, let's kind of back up maybe toward that little outcropping in the little alcove in the
Yeah.
bottom right of that thing, like kind of hang out there. And the magic item, the Forest Shroud magic item was bonus action, and it's not a spell. So then I'd like to cast, and I'm out of line of sight of the one that was attacking me, which also feels great. It's like he can't see me, I just disappeared. Kind of. And let's cast, if there's two adjacent to one another, I'd like to use Sacred Flame to
Yeah.
cast it, to hit two of them at the same time.
You can hit any of them. There's 2 on Vast, there's 1 on Hugh, and 2 that are hanging out, and they're all kind of adjacent to each other. They're all within that 5 feet.
Let's do the 2 on Vast, because then that might not antagonize them as much, because they might not know where that Sacred Flame's coming from.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah,
That is a dexterity save, correct?
it's a DC 14 dex save, please.
The first one gets a 19. The second one gets a 12.
Okie dokie. They will take, that's decent damage, 9 radiant damage.
Alright. There is a hiss from this creature as it takes damage. Not quite knowing where. But Rue, I believe that is the end of your turn.
Action, bonus action, movement, etc. We're good.
Vast, we come to your go. You've got 2 on you. You've got Hugh nearby as well, with his own. What would you like to do?
So, are the ones that are on me arranged in such a way that if I did a slashing flourish, I could get another one within 5 feet of me?
I will say that with your slashing flourish, you could get all 5 of the ones that are here.
Holy smokes, well that's what I'm gonna do then.
Because of the way that they are kind of hacked up on you and Hugh.
Okay, let me mark off the bardic inspo, and then I will attack with my scimitar. Is that a 24?
Yeah, that's definitely gonna hit one of the ones on you.
And, okay, so I'm assuming, okay, that Hugh killed the one that I was attacking before.
Right.
Are any of these ones able to get sneak attack?
The one that's on Hugh would be able to take it, but that's not the one that you're directly engaged with currently.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Oh, that's nice. Max damage on my scimitar,
hell yeah.
and it is going to get an extra 6. Wow, max damage, and then all the other ones get 6.
All the others get 6 as well. Hell yeah. Most all
And
of the pack is damaged at this point.
love that for them. And then I still have my offhand attack, right?
You do.
Oh yeah. That's a dirty 20,
Okay.
doing 5.
That is another one of these beasts down, the one that you had turned your attention to slash, leaving just one on you, one on Hugh, 2 nearby, and then the one that had went off to go bother Rue.
Hopefully, I'm pretty pleased with that turn.
Hell yeah. Hugh, we come once more to your turn. You've got one right in front of you.
Okay. I do want to keep providing try to provide flanks for Vass, but I guess if I have one right in front of me, that's the obvious target. So applying Hunter's Mark to that one, and gonna lay in on it. We got 22 and an 8.
Oh, the natural 1 unfortunately misses, but the 22 will hit.
So that goes for 9 and 13, 14 damage.
Alright, this creature's starting to look a little worn, a little hurt here, but still standing, slithering, I would say. Anything else? I believe that's all that it is for Hugh. Bonus action and action. I don't think you really want to move. But of course it is your choice. Otherwise, it is once more our creatures go. And those 2 that were in the standby are going to surge forward. 1 for Vass, 1 for Hugh. Both of you now have 2 on you once again, in certain cases. First attack towards Vass is a 22 for that'll be 9 slashing damage as the tendrils whip out, bringing this creature closer. It'll go for a beak attack, but misses with an 8. But you have a second one of these on you. A 21 to hit.
Yep.
Same thing, the tendrils slash forward, 9 slashing damage. And as the beak tries to strike, unfortunately, a miss with a 9. So you are safe. More or less. Over on Hugh, the first attack misses with a 10. The second one is going to try and strike and misses with a 12. So you are easily evading, dodging, using your shield to block them away. And that last one just begins to crawl up the wall, back to the ceiling, in search of the prey that got away. Rue,
Yes.
it's your turn. You
I'm a
see,
slippery little gnome.
you see, of course, the 4 that are congregated around Vass and Hugh. You would also notice the movement on the ceiling.
Oh, is it coming my way on the ceiling?
It seems to be looking for you. It only can get so far.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Seeing still that there's 2 additional ones on Bass, and knowing that he likes to have advantage on his attacks, Rue is going to cast a first level Guiding Bolt Twin spell at the 2 that are on Bass.
Hell yeah.
So, channeling the light of Lunatari to try and guide Bass and damage these 2 creatures. The first one is a dirty 20 to hit,
Most definitely.
and the second one is a dirty 19 to hit.
Most definitely. Both will attack. Or both will hit.
So the first one takes 20 radiant damage,
Okay, cool.
and the second one takes 12 radiant damage. And I think that there's advantage on the next attack against.
Yes, both of them are now glowing. So the next attack roll before the start, or the end of your next turn, I believe, actually, will be made with advantage. And one of these guys is looking real bad.
So he's glowing red in this blue dim area.
Now
actually
you've got purple worms.
Oh. Let me knock off my sorcery point, and then I don't really have any good bonus actions as far as I know. So I can, since I can see that creature trying to maneuver closer to me. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna use my 25 feet of movement to kind of go over to the western edge if possible in that outcropping. Could I walk straight horizontal, or is the outcropping like actively in my way?
I'll say that you can get there. It takes some maneuvering, and you'd have to be like in between the crystal. Like it's not like above you. Like this thing grows, so it's not a most comfortable of standing positions. But why not? Take your cover where you can.
Yeah, let's just head over and kind of park up in or near that crystal, like the southwest edge of the crystal.
Yeah, go for it. Vass, around you, you've got 2 of these fang worms glowing. One of them looks
God, they glow
real
too.
bad.
Alright, well, I am going to take advantage of the advantage and make a scimitar strike. And that's another 24.
That hits.
So I deal 5 plus. There it is. 5 plus 7, so 12 damage.
That's one more of these creatures down.
Many. And then I will do my offhand attack with advantage on the other glowing one.
Hell yeah.
And that's a 22.
Most definitely.
Doing 7.
Another one of these creatures down.
Ooh.
So, you now have 2 on Hugh and 1 left on the ceiling. That was action, bonus action. Anything else fast?
Am I able to move to be flanking one of the ones on Hugh so that he has advantage?
100% you can.
And I will dance over behind that other one.
Alright, so as you dance behind one of the creatures that is harassing Hugh, Hugh, we come to your turn. You've got advantage on one of these guys.
Is it the same one I have Hunter's Mark on, or a different one?
It is the other one, the one that you don't have Hunter's Mark on. But the one you have Hunter's Mark on is looking pretty rough.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this one at a time then. I'm first gonna do the one I have Hunter's Mark on.
Go for it.
Okay, that's an 18
Most definitely hits.
or 13
Okay.
plus so 14 piercing.
Alright.
And let's see how the Dreadful Strikes turns out. And 3 psychic, so 17 total.
And that is a creature down.
Awesome. So I use my bonus action to apply Hunter's Mark to the flanked one,
Lovely.
and I attack with advantage.
You do.
So an 18 or a 25.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 10 piercing,
And because this
and I
is
have
a
to use
different
Dreadful
creature-
Strikes.
Yep.
Yes, and 1 psychic, so 11 damage.
Alright, so doesn't unfortunately go down, but you do a heavy blow against this thing, and you do again have this in a flank, so it is an advantageous position for you and your companion, Vass. But it is our creature's turn after you, Hugh. And Since you were the one that hit it most recently, it goes after you, continuing its attempts. But a 9 misses, so you're fine. The other creature on the ceiling will spend its turn trying to find Rue. So, Rue, you can see where it gets closer, almost as if it is trying to smell the air, but it doesn't seem to quite spot you. And Rue, it is now your turn.
So I can see the one that's looking for me?
Yeah.
Then I assume I probably can't see the other ones because they're probably all hiding around this rock outcropping.
Unfortunately, because of the way that you are positioned, you are very limited in your sight.
Yep. So... let's do it. Let's have it make a DC 14 dex save, and I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the one on the ceiling.
That is a natural 20.
Yep. Okay. And then I'm gonna use my 25 feet of movement to get as far as I can, kind of up the western edge, up that western wall, to try and make my way closer back to Hugh and Vass.
Okay.
And say that one on the ceiling up there is looking for me, which probably just outed myself, but
It unfortunately does reveal your location, but it does get the message to your friends as well. Vass, we'll come to your turn. You are in a flank. This one's looking a little rough. What would you like to do?
I will attack it with advantage.
Hell yeah.
My scimitar. Warrior 23.
That definitely hits.
And that does 3 plus 4, 7.
It's hanging on by a thread, but it's still there.
Alright, offhand attack. I was hoping to be able to throw a dagger at the one on the ceiling, but that's okay. 22.
That hits.
Doing 8 points of damage.
And that is the last one on you and Hugh that goes down, leaving just the one hunting Rue from the ceiling at the end of
Can I
Vass's
see
turn.
it?
You can.
How close am I to it?
How tall are the ceilings here? So, the ceiling is about 40 feet high, so at least 40 feet away. And then, about another 20, 25, so roughly about 55 at like a direct angle, if I'm guesstimating my math correctly.
Can I move closer to it and use my, oh no, I used my bonus action to do the offhand attack.
Do your bonus action already.
Okay, well, I was gonna move and then hide, but that's fine. I'll just move closer to it.
Okay, you move closer to it. Hugh, we come to your turn. There are none currently on you, but there is one 40 feet up looking for Rue.
Alright. My buddy Rue needs my help. Okay, so he's 40 feet up
40 feet on the top of the ceiling, yep.
on top of the ceiling. So is it possible for me to climb there?
Yeah, you've got a climb speed equal to your walking speed. You can get up there easily.
Okay. So, I'm guessing these are kind of rough walls and easy to get purchase on, and I'm using my foot spikes to get purchase as I'm doing a kind of a Hong Kong style running at the walls situation, and to get to striking range. And I use my momentum of my run to lean into my weapon strikes. So first have it. Oh, I have applied Hunter's Mark to this guy. I first have an 18.
Yep.
And the second one is a 14.
The 14 just hits.
Okay, so you've got 11 and 14 on the basic. Another 3 from Hunter's Mark. So right now we are at 28 piercing. And 1 psychic, so 29 total.
And with that, the last creature falls, quite literally, hitting the ground.
All
You
right, so
wonder.
Hugh's gonna, because he's unbalanced from his strike, so he's gonna ride the Grick to the as the fall to the ground and like have its
Break the fall?
use its corpse to break his fall.
Hell yeah.
Awesome.
Love it.
That's a pretty deft maneuver you did there, Hugh. That's impressive. You're like running up the wall and stabbing. Use it to break your fall.
Mm-hmm.
You're no
It's
longer
not
bound by
mere
the
enough just to
XP.
merely kill our enemies. We must also look stylish while doing so.
So Fast likes to look stylish all the time. Hugh likes to look stylish in combat.
When does Rue like to look stylish?
I mean, he does have his full autumnal, you know, dope ass pants and cool goldenrod doublet. So I would like to think he looks stylish in his own way.
Hell yeah. I love it.
Dragonelle belt and his little forest shroud. Leaf. What is that thing? It's like a cloak. Yeah.
Yeah.
My cloak of leaves. Wonder if Rue crouched down with his cloak of leaves, if he just looks like a little like leaf pile like you'd make in the fall. The hair might be a dead giveaway though that it's not a pile of leaves.
Well, it's slowly turning red, so eventually. Sorry, guys. I think they saw me.
Mm-hmm.
You tried.
Is there anything interesting to see in this cave?
In
And
this
do you
portion, just the blue glowing salts. You do have those descending cliffs that you had seen. That sort of. Well, you don't know that they're cliffs. You just saw another tunnel and it went deeper down.
Yeah, I guess I did kind of a full around the world around this crystal in the middle. I don't know if I would have noticed anything in my my adventure, let's say that. I wasn't trying to run from it. I was just being tactical. Faye,
Mm-hmm.
I want to lick one of the crystals.
Okay. You lick the crystal,
Uh-huh.
and it's salt.
Salty. Can I break off some of the salt and put it in a pouch?
Sure.
Okay.
Give me an attack roll, please.
I'm gonna use my staff and do like a more of a bludgeoning style attack rather than trying to expend one of my daggers on it.
Yeah, go for it.
So that is that. That's a 16.
Easily done. So
Crack
as
off
you,
a nice chunk.
yeah, it's roll me damage to see how much of a chunk you're gonna get.
I'm gonna do it as the two-handed version of the staff. Like I kind of
Yeah.
cracked it like
Makes sense to me.
with the butt end. That's still a 2.
So it's not sizable for like markets, but it's definitely it fits in your palm fairly easy. So you could probably get this grinded down and it lasts you a fair amount of cooking.
Excellent.
It's like the
Does it
pink.
still glow?
It does not glow after it's been removed from its crystal source.
Hmm.
But you have now blue salt, and it'll be like the pink Himalayan salt. It's no different from regular salt.
Adding a custom item.
It's just salt.
It's just salt, is my description.
But blue.
But blue.
I love it.
Got
I would totally add the blue salt and then like the description. It's just salt. So you did Vass originally hear the grunting, and now that the combat seems to settle, you still hear it. Seems that perhaps the Draconians either did not hear the combat or did not care.
Okay.
You
I
will
was
be able to hear it
trying
now.
not to do anything too loud, like Thunderwave or Shatter, because I didn't want to notify our friends. But guys, there's another tunnel.
All right. Well, I think we should try and get close and figure out what's up with these Draconians, because
Oops, what did I do wrong? So we do know, like Vass would have told us that he heard noises coming from the. Or did we hear the noises coming from the other room too?
You'd be able to hear it now outside of combat. They come from deeper into the cave, and you from the cave mouth you would have been able to see the separate passage that went down. So if you're
Do we
looking
want to do the
investigate-
same thing, or have I lost my sneak ahead privileges?
I mean, if you really want to sneak, I can always make you two invisible. If you just want to go and look around.
I just want to be able to give you guys advance warning so that we don't turn a corner and boom, there's 12 Draconians there.
yeah, we should get some intelligence before we be intelligent to get some intelligence.
So while we're standing here talking, Vass is going to do a second level Cure Wounds on himself.
I could be real mean and say that there's some magic that prevents that, but no, you go ahead and do it. Just to cause some worry amongst the players.
The best roll, but I do get one brick attack back.
Yeah.
How are you doing, Hugh and Rue? Does anyone need any healing?
I took damage, but I'm got a lot still in the tank, so it's not urgent. So from an
That one,
optimization standpoint, I could be healed, but it's not a critically important thing.
I'm doing okay. That one smacked me pretty good with its tentacle, but then I dodged its beak, so I don't know. I'm not
Well,
100%.
if Rue has no objections, Vass will do a first level Cure Wounds on
Okay.
Rue. Ooh, not the best roll. Again, 6 hit points to you.
Gets me most of the way back. I'm just a couple down. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. If I were to cast alter self, I couldn't alter myself into one of these worms because it's a fundamentally different style of creature, huh?
Correct.
Dang it. Like that could have been a good scouting tool. Just pretend to be a cave worm.
Could you be a short draconian?
Yeah, I could be a short draconian or like a kobold or something else from the army or something like that, but then I have to explain myself to them, and I don't know. Or I can make you two invisible, or I can make myself invisible.
Hmm. Invisible's probably a good idea.
And if you two want to scout ahead, I can make you invisible like we usually do.
Well, yeah. Q's not spectacular at stealth with the disadvantage right now, but I could pass without trace us.
I'm
I
pretty
don't use
stealthy,
my. Yeah.
and I don't have
All right.
disadvantage.
Yeah, Rue's actually pretty stealthy, but he just doesn't want to be like in the thick of things in case things go south, and it's like, oh, now you're surrounded by 12 draconians and you have no armor.
Well, you and I can be invisible, and you just don't have to be up at the front.
Hmm.
You know, hold on one second.
I love listening to this group plan things. It's it's a definitely a very fun pastime as a DM to be like, yes, let's hear this.
But actually, if I make the other two invisible, then I could sit farther away and I can be messaging at them, be like, what do you see? What do you see? What do you
Oh,
see?
yeah, that's good. You can be
And if
you
I
can be the guy in
Well,
the chair. You're good at being guy in the chair.
oh yeah, because you know who the targets are. You don't need to see them. That's fine.
Correct.
Yep.
You just need to know a general direction.
Right. And it can even like go through some levels of stone and metal and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it can go around corners. Okay.
So yeah, if you two want to scout ahead, I'll sit back and wait as usual.
I'm fine going ahead.
Okay. So,
So yeah.
as you are as you cast the pass without a trace from you, as Rue will go for the uh, invisibility.
Yeah, twin spell, regular invisibility, not an upcast.
We are going to have stealth rolls from Hugh and from Vass.
I'm advantage plus 10, right?
Yep.
Alrighty. That's a 35.
35. You're able to handle the first drop fairly well, given that it is about 30 feet.
Oh, wow.
Hugh, you also do fairly well, especially with your climbing capabilities. It's just even this. The first cliff that you descend down again is about 30 feet. The second one that you approach seems to be a bit further down than that. Another descent. We'll continue with your same stealth rolls. Since you're again doing the same thing, you're just moving down a different area. Thus, it's about takes perhaps twice as long as you think you might be moving as you descend 40 feet. on this. And then the last cliff before it hits the ground seems to be the tallest of them yet. Once again, the two of you descend down, and this one is about a 50 feet drop. So, overall, you've descended about 120 feet.
So they are out of range of message. Fantastic.
Not that you're aware of, but
I imagine Rue would have been at like the edge of the first thing looking down and like maybe messaging back like, hey, how far down is it? What's it like? And then would eventually just not be able to get any responses back.
Did you descend the first one? Or no?
No, I'm at the
you
at
stay
the
there
edge of the first one.
at the very top. So, you find yourselves as you descend these sheer cliffs where the chamber down here has no ceiling. It opens to the sky above, and you see the bright light of the afternoon settling in. Much of the ground here is made of fine sand. The cavern walls seem engraved with claw marks in intricate geometric patterns. You see 5 dragons and a labor sifting through the sand, placing treasures that they find into half-filled sacks. All the while a winged draconian watches.
You said 5 dragons?
Draconians, sorry.
Okay.
5 draconians. What kinds of draconians? We've seen enough to have some idea of their taxonomy.
These are the ones, the chonky boys, are the 5, and then the other one is the one that you had been wanting to get, the silver draconian.
Nice. Silver draconian.
We've noticed we haven't heard from Rue in a while. So Vass would lean in the direction he thinks Hugh is and whisper, "Do you think you could send Rue a message with your raven thingy?"
Yeah. I pull up my raven and I send him a thing saying, "Get up here. I need you to keep the the small ones off me while I kill the big one."
So, Rue, you see a raven fly out to you from the depths below, and as it finds you, you hear Hugh's voice telling you to come down, that you are needed to keep the small ones off while Hugh goes after the big one.
Rue's like wondering the small ones what and the big one what. He's thoroughly confused. If I tried to climb down these cliffs, like,
You
is
can
that something
climb.
I can do?
Yes. The way that climbing works here is anyone can do it. It's just a climb speed or implements make it easier, so otherwise you're moving at half speed. So it takes you some time to do, but you can climb. Now,
I'm
if
gonna
you want to just jump,
jump and feather fall.
given to the intrusive thoughts.
I mean, it wasn't intrusive. I was totally thinking about it. What I would love to be able to do is like somehow get like a running start and jump and feather fall my way like all the way down in like one cast. But I don't know if that's possible.
What is the length of your long jump?
Is that just your strength?
Or well, there's a long jump with a running start. I can get you here real
Long jump.
quick.
When you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet up to your strength score if you move at least 10 feet. My strength score is 0. Or is it Well, strength score is 10.
Yeah, it's the actual score, not the modifier. So 10 feet. With a running start. Let me just look at the map.
And then feather fall. Um,
Featherfall, I believe, if you are falling.
60 feet per round.
But I believe Featherfall is if you are in momentum when you're falling, it carries that direction.
Right.
If I am not mistaken. So if you run, let yourself hit that like full momentum before you cast. I'll say it can carry you all the way down.
Hey. Why not?
Why
That's
not?
the worst that can happen.
Indeed?
I'm
love
imagining
it.
like the Matrix, like long jumping off the top of the building, trying to get to the other building.
So, as you run, Hugh and Vass, invisible that you are, can see the small gnome.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. You said invisibility. I'm not going to do that because I will lose concentration on invisibility, right? Oh, no, I won't. It's not a concentration.
As long as it's not a concentration spell.
It's if they cast, they lose the invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind. Hell yeah, I'm totally going to do this.
Yep. So, as you see this small gnome at what may have once been a terminal velocity, slowed down, but still in that same arc, just slowly falling, Rue, the momentum carries you straight into a wall as you hit the ground. I want you to take, because you have Featherfall, you're not going to take fall damage, but you are going to take running into a wall damage. That'll be 4 points of bludgeoning, as you just smack against it, and there's that thud that sort of echoes, and the Draconians look over.
Uh-oh.
And as the Draconians see you, Rue, you're a little dazed.
I think I passed my con check for keeping concentration on
You
their
do.
spell.
Yeah, you're a little dazed. You've got like the little stars that quickly fade from your view. Your concentration stays. And as the Draconians spot you, Rue, this is where we're going to take our next ad break. So stick around with us, and we will
Should
be.
we roll initiative?
We will be rolling initiative here. We could do that over our ad break. But yeah, we will be right back to continue our story. Before we head out, I just ask that you let the ads run. Ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable here at WRP. You can also always make a direct donation to my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support us at WRP, they also unlock awesome perks for our entire community. Perks that benefit everyone who plays with us for the next month. They include special companions, new quests, double treasure, and double XP. So, stick with us. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we are back. And as we come back, the Draconians have spotted Rue. Vass and Hugh remain hidden by the invisibility. And we are going to start battle. And we begin with Rue. Not Rue, Hugh. Sorry. I get the two of you so mixed up. Because you're like right next to each other too on my screen. So, Hugh, you are starting off first. You're invisible, so your first attack will be made at advantage. What would you like to do?
To the surprise of no one, I apply Hunter's Mark on the silver and go right at him.
All right, so applying the Hunter's Mark takes away that advantage from your first attack because you
Oh,
cast the spell.
Okay, then I'll do that. The plan will be that action in between the
Easily done.
Yeah. So 2 rolls, a 16, and a crit.
Hell yeah! Let's go.
That was an excellent decision on my part. Okay. What on earth is this nonsense?
Good thing that we do ours a little bit different. So one of those ones becomes an 8. So we'll have a total of 15.
Okay. And then add the psychic damage for 18 total.
It also gets an extra 4 for maxing out because of your crit. So that'll actually be 22.
Awesome.
Hell yeah. And bam. And then now that you're visible, Hugh, you can apply your Hunter's Mark in between your first and second attack.
Okay, well, my first attack, I assessed his vulnerabilities. As I suspected, I'm leaning into the stab him beneath the arm idea, and attack again. Or a 13.
Unfortunately, it seems that the creature can now expect, as it sees you, your attack, and using its own swords, rebuffs you.
I give him my end flourish is like a little salute. I'm game recognizing game here.
Hell yeah. We have the other Draconians who are quicker to act here. Is all the 5 Draconians are going to start their movement towards, well, they see that Hugh is engaged with their leader, so they're going to let that be, and are going to go for Rue. So Rue, you've got 5 Draconians that are coming for you. Only 2 of them will be able to make it and actually attack.
I'm gonna cast shield on myself, seeing them charging at me.
Sure. The first attack is a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
For 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The second attack, I believe, misses with an 11.
Yeah, that would have beat even without shield.
Yeah. So, with that, it is going to be our other Draconian, our big boy, our
I
silver
think
one.
my concentration might have dropped then on invisibility.
Shield, I don't
Yes,
believe, is a shield.
Oh no,
concentration?
because I took damage. Right.
Well, you have to. Oh, yeah. Now I'm looking at your con save. Yeah, invisibility's gone. So Vass is now visible. And Vass would be fairly close by. But the Draconian's turn has already come to an end. The other Draconian who is fighting Hugh is going to take his attacks. And the serrated blades that he has, one in each hand, are going to come forward. First attack is a 23 to hit Hugh.
All right. Let's see. So if I add +3 from a, that's bring my AC to 23. It would still hit. Okay,
Yep.
so that one goes. So
So that'll be 16 points of slashing damage. His second attack is a 21.
okay, I blocked that one.
Okay, so you block that, and seeing that there is this frustrated growl, his tail is going to come forward and try and strike at you as well. But a 14 misses. So you're fine. And now, Vass, you are visible.
I am visible. Vass will shout to Hugh, sorry, bud, you're on your own. And how many of these 5 chonky boys can I get in a 15-foot cone?
Without hitting Rue, I say you can comfortably get 4 of the chunky boys out of the 5.
All right, I will live with that and channel my infernal heritage and send some. I'll run up to them and send some burning hands their way.
Hell yeah. That is a
So that
dexterity
is,
save, correct?
yes, and the DC is 14.
Out of the 4, 3 of them fail their dexterity save.
I love that.
Alrighty. So as you hear the crackle of the fire against scale and armor, anything else from Vass?
Vass is going to give Bardic inspiration to his buddy. And that'll be it.
Alright. Rue, we come to your turn. You've got 2 of them on you. There's 3 nearby. Vass just ran up. And then, of course, there's Hugh and his silver draconian friend.
Wait, there's 5 near me, right? Is that what you said?
5 near you. Only 2 of them are directly engaged with you.
I don't like that they're here at all. Oh gosh. How can I handle this? There's 2 in melee because those are the ones that attacked me.
This is correct.
I am going to. Oh, that's a level spell. I can't do that. And I have advantage. Okay, I'm gonna reach out and touch the one. Actually, I can know that's not a touch spell. Dang it! Chill touch is not touch range. Oddly
Chill
enough.
touch is not touch range. It is ranged.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to cast Misty Step to teleport myself 30 feet on the other side of all of these guys, so probably closer toward the center of the room.
Let me just double check here. If you teleport the full 30, you will end up in the quicksand.
Oh, there's quicksand.
Well, it looks like quicksand, yes. It's sandy.
Oh. Ew. Well, that's no fun.
Now,
Maybe
you could get to one of the rocks that are there if you aim a little bit more precise. There's the 2 standard rocks that are right at the edge.
Yeah, I guess if I can Misty Step onto one of those rocks, I would do that.
You can 100% Misty Step onto the rocks.
Okay, then Rue will Misty Step onto the rocks, and then I don't want to run across that sand if it's really like quicksand.
It might be. One way
Yeah.
to know for sure.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try and find out this time. We've had enough gnome antics for one evening. Maybe not. I'll Misty Step as my bonus action, and give me a second to cross that off my spells list. And then I will use Chill Touch now to cast on the one that hit me.
Is Chill Touch? Yeah, Chill Touch is a cantrip. That's right.
It's a cantrip,
Hell
exactly.
yeah.
And then I will use. I have Bardic for that, right? Or no, I have an advantage from.
No, you've got. I mean, you've got Bardic.
What did Vass give me?
Bardic Inspiration. Yep.
It was Bardic.
Yep.
Okay,
Which is
Cool.
a D6.
got it. Chill Touch. That's a nat 1.
The idea of quicksand seems to be unnerving in this moment, as you can't help but glance at the side, which causes your spell casting to falter here. And anything else from Rue?
Does that consume my Bardic if I get that nat 1?
Well, you didn't roll the Bardic, so I will say
Okay.
that no, you did not consume it. I'll be a nice
See
DM.
that. That's twice tonight you've been nice. At least twice.
So. Hugh, we come to your turn.
Okay. Not gonna lie, a little concerned of how hard he hit me that last time, but it's nothing but not persistent. I'm gonna double down on stabbing this guy in the face.
Hell yeah.
So I got a 20
Definitely hits.
and a 9. And I guess definitely does not.
Unfortunately, does not.
So 14. And then. Oh, 20 piercing.
Whew. And then Dreadful Strikes.
For 3, so 23 damage.
Hell yeah. It's a heavy amount of damage to this Draconian. He's looking a little rough, but still standing, still on his feet. Anything else from Hugh? I don't believe so.
After that stab, he gives him the thing of yield
There is
honorably.
a growl in the unknown draconic tongue. And it doesn't seem like a yes. But our other Draconians are going to act, and now they seem more focused on Vass, or at least the majority of them do. The 4 that were hit by the fire are going to go after Vass. We have a 15.
Miss.
Then a 6.
Miss.
A 16.
Hit.
And then a 20.
Hit.
So as the flurry of blades come forward, you're looking at a total of 13 piercing damage that you would take.
None of that is fire damage by chance?
Unfortunately, it's not fire damage. However, that is it for those Draconians, as the other one turns, spots Rue, and starts running. And as he gets there, he's going to take a swing, but misses with a 5. The other Draconian is going to make an attack with his tail first, swinging out towards Hugh with a 24 to hit.
Oh, that's it.
That'll be 11 points of bludgeoning damage, and I need a strength saving throw.
Oh. That's a check when I have a saving throw. I have a.
Yeah, very good.
Okay.
Oh no! So unfortunately an 8 is not enough. You are knocked prone by the impact of the tail against you. And as he stands over top of you, in a very, very gravelly voice, speaks in common, showing that he knows the tongue. You will be the one to yield in death, as he lifts the serrated blade and goes to stab down.
Oh,
The
cool.
first attack misses, even with advantage, with a 12.
Okay.
And then the second attack, would be a 19 to hit Hugh.
Pretty bad.
That's not necessary. None of them hit.
All right. So, the second strike also misses Hugh, who rolls on the ground out of the way, as Vass, you are, of course, ready to cast as needed. But that is it for the creature's turn. Vass, it is your go. You have 4 of these guys around you.
Alright, how are they situated?
They seem to not have the concept of a bully circle down packed, so they're just kind of in like a tight U shape around you.
Okay. Well, because I'm a sneaky rogue, I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage.
Beautiful.
I'm going to back up a little bit, and then I'm gonna, so can they fit in a 10-foot radius sphere?
They can fit into a 10-foot radius sphere.
Well, then Vass snaps his fingers and casts Shatter.
We love it. Con save, correct?
It is, and the DC is 14.
Alright, we've got 1 success. 2 success. 1 fail. 2 fail.
Okay. That is 12 thunder damage on a fail.
Alright, so... 2 of them... 2 of them take that full damage and begin to turn into stone, releasing that gas, but you are not close enough to be too worried about that. Another one is looking very close to death's door, but is still standing, and the other is hurt, but well within fighting condition. So, you now have 3 Chonky Boys, 1 on Rue, and then 2 that are left near Vass looking a little hurt, and then, of course, our Silver Draconian over near you.
If I use the rest of my movement, am I able to get so that my back is against a wall so that it's
Yes.
harder for them to flank?
Easily you can do that.
I would like to do that.
So as Vass, you move back the rest of your movement, keeping a wall to the, as close as you can. That is all that you can do this turn. And Rue, this guy chased after you. He's not good at swinging his sword, it seems, but he's right in your face.
Is he standing on the sand?
He is on the stand. At least in where he's at, it seems to be stable.
I am going to use my bonus action, and let's Misty Step again, and let's Misty Step to the other rock on the far left side of this sand pit and see if maybe him trying to traverse is not as easy.
Okay.
Oh, that first Misty Step was free because it's part of my Fey Touched. Heck yeah.
Oh, dope.
But this one is not free.
Anything else?
So that was a bonus action, so I still have actions. And we have some fun cantrips. There's one that's over top of Hugh, but I'm more worried about the one that's on top of me. Let's have the one that chased me make a DC 14 int save. And I'm going to cast Mind Sliver on it.
Great, that is a 7.
Poor guy. He's gonna take 10 psychic damage. And then I
That's
think he...
nasty.
Yeah. And I think that he subtracts a d4 from his next saving throw before the end of my next turn.
This is correct.
So, mental note on that one.
Alright. With that, we come back to Hugh. What would you like to do here?
I think I have this guy on the ropes, and I'm gonna try and finish him off.
I will remind you that
Right,
you're
so-
currently prone, so you might want to get up.
Yes. Although doing a kind of rising strike is a cool idea, if that. So. Well, that one's a miss. That does an 18 hit.
An 18 will hit.
Okay, big damage, big damage, big damage. 12. And. Ooh, 1, so we're at 13. $16 total.
16 total. the creature crumbles into dust, and as it does so, you see a spectral, shrieking image of yourself standing right where it once was. And Hugh, I need a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I'm gonna use my swear. Shit.
That'd be a 22.
22, hell yeah. You are not frightened of this spectral shrieking duplicate of you. So you are fine. But that creature is gone.
A fear spirit. Don't try to worst with me with my own weapons.
Our Draconians turn and look, and seeing that their leader has gone down, we're gonna go for you. So Vass, you, oh no, you moved away, so you don't have so all three of the Draconians come charging at you, Hugh, their short swords drawn and ready. None of them, however, will hit. So you're easily able to deflect and dodge as they attempt to try and strike. And Vass, it's your turn.
Alright. Can I make it to the gaggle of draconians with 40 feet of movement?
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, then I would like to move into a flank position with one of them, with Hugh.
Easily done.
And then I'm gonna make some scimitar strikes.
Hell yeah.
Advantage. That's an 18.
18 will hit.
So that is going to be 3 plus 10, 13.
Great. I need Hugh and Vass to make me a Constitution saving throw as this creature turns to stone, releasing a gas.
I say 15.
Oh no.
Vass, you are fine. But Hugh, you feel yourself starting to get a little stiff in your joints and muscles. You gain the restrained condition. But that's one down. Vass, you have a second attack.
Yes, but this one is not going to be with advantage, correct?
Correct. But there's one that looks really rough off here.
Well, he's going to continue to look rough off because that's a big movie.
Unfortunately, the 9 misses. But it is you only have 2 that are left here. As Rue, we come to your turn. Rue, unfortunately, the one that was struck by your mind sliver has been the one that went and turned to stone. But you have 2 that are left here. One looking very rough, the other one looking damaged. What do you wish to do?
Well, funny you should ask that. I'd like to try and finish them off. And so I'm going to try and go out with a bang, and I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt, upcast at 3rd level twin spell, so that I can do 2 beams at it, please. And I do still have a Bardic, so I think I'm going to use my Bardic on one of those attack rolls.
Sounds perfect.
So, first attack roll is a 10 to hit. That's going to be the Bardic. It's a 13 to hit.
Unfortunately, the 13 just misses.
And the next one is, oh crap, an 11 to hit. Both beams fail.
Fortunately, that one misses as well. So, as you try to go out with a bang, the light of Lunatari comes forward, and as it expels outward from your casting focus, unfortunately, it seems that the beams are just a little too offset, not as fine-tuned as then Hugh, unless there's a bonus action from Rue.
2 weapon fighting, convert sorcery points. You know what? Let's see. We could do something like that. Let's consume a level 3 spell slot to recover some sorcery points.
Sounds great. So as you do that, Hugh, we will come to your turn. There are 2 that are left nearby you. However, you are currently restrained. You're starting to feel a little stiff from the petrifying gas. What do you do?
Okay. Am I in stabbing range still, though?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. These 2 are right on you.
Alright, well, the best way to defend myself from being killed while being restrained is to kill them first.
Hell yeah.
Reapply Hunter's Mark and stab! Stab like my life depends on it, 'cause it actually totally does.
That was the damage roll, so go ahead and make your attack roll real quick. No worries.
10 and 9. So, yep, that gas is fucking me up.
And then at the end of your turn, I do need another Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
You all watch as Hugh turns to stone. It is our creatures go. And as our Draconians see that Hugh is no longer a threat, they turn to Vass. That is a 20 to hit Vass,
Okay.
and the 6 will miss.
Okay.
So that is 3 points of piercing damage, Vass.
Alright, I can handle that.
And it is now your turn. You have 2 Draconians on you.
Alright. Can I use my bonus action to disengage?
Of course.
And then dance out of the way to a position where I can do Thunder Wave and not hit Hugh and get the 2 of them.
I will say that you can dance over next to Hugh, so that way you can do Thunder Wave without getting him caught into it.
Like, push it away from the 2 of us, hopefully.
Yep.
Alrighty, well, that sounds like a plan.
The first save is a natural 1.
Nice.
The second, however, is a natural 20.
Okay. Oh man. Well, the guy that failed takes 6 and gets pushed 10 feet away.
So,
And the other one takes 3.
the other one does not seem to be in its death throes. So luckily you don't have to worry about making a con save, and the other one who did fail was pushed 10 feet away, so you are out of range of the death throes. So no one has to worry about making con saves. There's one of these creatures left, looking really rough. Anything left from Vass? I don't believe so.
No, but
Rue. One is left. Looking real bad.
You know, I think I mixed up earlier and I accidentally cast a guiding bolt without using my feet, so I still have a guiding bolt left, interestingly enough. So let's use my divinely favored trait to cast a guiding bolt at this last one. And cross our fingers that it actually works this time.
Go for it.
Come on, Lunatari. That's a 12.
Well, unfortunately, a 12 is not quite enough, and I'm not seeing any chat advantage.
That's fine.
So,
And then bonus action. I don't really have any good bonus actions. So let's end our turn standing on our rock.
you end your turn standing on your rock. Hugh, as we come to your turn, you are petrified. What's going through your mind?
You know, honestly, still triumph. I got smashed to pieces, at least I died doing what I love.
Hell yeah. A Draconian will shake off the Thunder Wave and look at you, Vass. And he's going to make another attack. That is a 21. For 4 points of piercing damage. We come back to your turn, Vass.
hey. Well, you said he's still looking pretty good.
He's a little rough now. He's not in the best condition.
All right, let's whisper something dissonant into his ears. So wisdom save 14.
That is a 7.
Right. He is going to take 11 points of psychic damage, and he must use his reaction to move as far away from me as possible.
As he goes to run, you can watch as his body does turn to stone. Not quite far away enough. I need a Constitution saving throw. Oh.
3.
You begin to feel the restraints as you grow stiff, but you are no longer bound by initiative. Quickly, I'm going to ask for another con save from Vass to see if you will become stone.
15.
You do not. And as the seconds go by, Hugh awakes from his stone existence. Combat is done. There are no more Draconians here. Just the sand. And as you turn to look at the sand, where they had been sifting for treasures, you see where it begins to move. And that is where we are going to end our session this evening. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this session. Thank you to our viewers for viewing. I hope you all enjoyed this session. I'll see you guys in the next stream, but until then, head over to worldwitch.com. Check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump in a game yourself. And, of course, as always, may the ever-burning light forever guide your steps. Laters.